Yeah, some bits of it. I think that, as I said, it is about fitness, but also it's there was lots of elements of the first half that I wasn't happy with, especially with some of the guys that should understand the game better. So our pressing was nowhere near the level of what I would expect, and that's what we said at half time. And then the first 15 minutes we pressed the game better than what we did in all of the 45 minutes, and then that continued the second half. So you expect some little mistakes and unfortunate things to happen in the game, but overall you see we still have a long way to go in the pressing side of our game, but also some really pleasing moments in the game as well, and none more so second half. Young Francis Tully coming into the game, I've only seen him really the last few days, and you can see he's a football player, and he does some wonderful things with the ball, and he has a natural instinct to get into the box. So I was really pleased for him in that final half hour. But overall, another good exercise, and it's just another step up from us from the other night.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Celtic Forever podcast, where we're going to go through everything over the last week that's happened at Celtic, which isn't much yet again, I might add. We've got John here to go through everything. How are you, John?
I'm all right, Zander. How's yourself?
I'm okay, John. This Euros is doing my head in, but we'll get to that. Obviously, that's a wee bit later on. We'll talk about that. But a wee bit of housekeeping. Join us over on the Facebook page, Zander John, or the Celtic Forever podcast over on Facebook. Links in the description below. Just click there for some extra content. Click the follow button as well. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube if you could as well. Just hit and smash that subscribe button. Try and get these subscriptions on YouTube a wee bit higher. All right, John, we'll leave that there. That's enough of that. Let's get into some Celtic stuff right away. Obviously, in the news over the last day or two, John, this Kasper Schmeichel deal, Celtic, going in for Kasper Schmeichel, 37-year-old goalkeeper. The player himself has agreed terms with Celtic, so it looks as though this one's going to happen. This is not a rumour, this is going to happen. This will be announced probably Monday or Tuesday, John. But Kasper Schmeichel, John, free agent. Oh, decent keeper by all accounts. But what do you think of that being Celtic's first signing of the summer?
Expected is the one word I would use. Free agent. Right up Celtic Street, isn't it? Free agent, that's the kind of signing Celtic like. He's a good quality keeper. I was watching him for Denmark in the Euros. He's still a good keeper. He's still got a lot to offer, I think. So I'm happy with him as a keeper, Zander. A wee bit shorter than I would normally like. 6'2" he is. Like goalkeepers to be 6'4", 6'5", around about that height. A wee bit bigger, commanding, kind of big presence in the goal mouth. But he is a great goalkeeper still, Zander. So I think it's a half decent signing by Celtic.
Yeah, John, I'm happy with the signing as well. I think we need another goalkeeper as well, but we'll touch on that. But we'll stick with Schmeichel just now. Kasper Schmeichel, 6'2", as you say, John. 105 caps for Denmark. That's not too bad, is it? A top quality goalkeeper. Lots of experience there. Good with the ball at his feet as well. Looked into some of his, abilities. He's good with the ball at his feet. Good shot stopper as well. 6'2". But 105 caps, John. That's more than decent.
It's brilliant. I mean, you don't get 105 caps for Denmark if you're a bad keeper. Denmark squad's ladled with top quality talent, So, he's a great keeper. 37 years old, of course. He's past his best, if you like. Or his best days are behind him as a goalkeeper, some would say. But when you're a goalkeeper, you can play that wee bit longer. So, and as we spoke about in the previous podcast, Ronaldo, 40 years old. Pepe, 41 years old, still doing it at top level. So, no reason why Kasper Schmeichel can't play on for another few years under.
Yeah, that's it, John. Exactly. I think you'll get another good couple of years out of Kasper. Obviously, it's a 1-year contract just now with another option of another year after his year runs out. So there's an option for another extension to his 1 year. So that's on the table. That's part of his contract, John. Possibly a good chance he'll be here for the next 2 years, I would say, John. He is a decent goalkeeper, but I definitely think that we need another goalkeeper as backup to Kasper if indeed he does sign, because obviously it's not been confirmed yet. They're saying that may be confirmed at the start of next week, John. He played all 4 games in the Euros. you said you watched him. How was his performances?
Aye, still got it. Still a good keeper, Zander. That's what I'm saying. The games that I watched him in, I was obviously keeping an eye out because I remember thinking when I was watching a Denmark game, how old is Kasper Schmeichel again? It's a keeper that seems to have been about forever. And his performances in the Euros, he's still a quality keeper, Zander. Like you say, still good with the ball at his feet. Still pulls off excellent saves. Aye, still a top keeper, Zander. I knew we'd been linked with Kasper in the past, so I was kind of keeping an eye on his performance. Aye, still a great keeper, Zander.
Yeah, welcome to Celtic. That's all I can say just now, John. Obviously, we broke the Kasper Schmeichel news about 4 or 5 weeks ago, John. We don't want to go too far back, but as soon as Joe Hart announced his retirement, he was one of the links that was linked to Celtic, Kasper, if you remember. And we broke that the Celtic no Celtic, Brendan was interested in Kasper about 4 or 5 weeks ago, if you remember, John. But let's run through some of the teams he's played for then, John. He's been about. He's been around a bit, as they say. He's obviously played for Man City, he's played for Leeds, played for Leicester, would have won the league. He played at Falkirk many moons ago, if you remember as well, against Celtic a few times. Played for Darlington, he's played for quite a few teams, John. Bury, Cardiff, Coventry, Notts County, Nice, Anderlecht. Most of these were free agent signings, John, the same as Celtic have got. But he's been around there a bit, John. That's what many clubs is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 clubs.
11 clubs in a long career, though, Zander, isn't he? He's 37 years old, remember? And he's obviously just letting his deals run out and moving on to another club. He's obviously not been happy. Whatever. But I did check out his Wikipedia page earlier, and checked out the clubs he was at. But he's been at quite a few clubs, and I think he's just let his contract lapse and move on as a free agent. Maybe that's just the way Kasper likes it,
Yeah, that's it. Some players are like that, John. That's it. That's exactly it. Averages around a year and a half per club, didn't it? So, all right, let's move on for Kasper, John, because we can't really say much more until that deal is over the line finally. I mean, that's another deal that's not even over the line yet. By all accounts, this is genuine. This is Fabrizio Romano as well. He announced it as well, didn't he? So as soon as he announces it, it normally happens, didn't it? All right, John. Last week's Bernardo. Remember we were talking about Bernardo. The fees came out the Celtic. I don't think they're going to go any higher than 3.5 million for Bernardo, John. So you're right from the start. That was around about the 2.5 to 5. You said 3.5 plus bonuses, John. Plus bonuses, but £3.5 million for Bernardo. That sounds about right to me.
Aye, well, that's what I said, wasn't it, a long time ago?
Mm-hmm.
Long time ago, that's the kind of fee that Celtic would be looking to pay for a guy that's got a lot to prove. Basically, he's not proved anything yet. And I knew when the £7 million price tag was getting brandies that Celtic would never pay that. And I would certainly question Celtic about paying £7 million for a player that's proved nothing. So I think I predict be £3.5 million. And I think that would be a good bit of business if Celtic get Paulo on that kind of deal. 3.5 million. I think they'd be happy enough with that. Zander, decent player.
Why? He is a decent player, John. And I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think we're talking nonsense, right? But we're allowed to guess in the close season it when talk nonsense. That's allowed. But I think Celtic are going to announce Schmeichel, Bernardo, and Ida on Wednesday. What do you think of that?
Well, I hope so, because I like the three of them. The only one I'm still not sure about, obviously, is Paulo Bernardo. He was at Celtic for the season and even got all the games in the Champions League, but never played a lot of the domestic stuff. And when he performed in the Champions League, I thought he looked kind of half decent. He was never outstanding. He's never looked outstanding to me, and that's why I'm saying he's got a lot to prove. When he gets to the level of Mattarelli and Rio Hitati, I'll say, aye, brilliant bit of business. But Adam Ida, I would love to see Big Adam sign. I think Celtic will get that one over the line as well. He's been missing for training in Norwich and that. So, aye, looking good.
Yeah, it is looking good, John, because the money for O, let's touch on O, he jets out, I like that saying, jets. He jets out to Genk, John, for a medical over the weekend and agreeing terms with Genk as well, John. £4.2 million, John, that's a lot of money for O, considering what we paid for him, and the fact that how many goals did he score? 9 goals or something like that for Celtic? I'm not too sure. I can't remember what it was. But it's some bit of business with Celtic if we get £4.2 million for O, and that money will be going straight towards the deal for Ida, I would imagine.
Every little helps, and good bit of business that, isn't it? 4.2 million. The guy's done nothing at Celtic. He's just, you know, my feelings. I don't want to go on and on about the boy again, but aye, it's a great bit of business. And like he says, it pays for O. No, O. It pays for, what's his name, Adam either. Doesn't pay for him fully, but it certainly goes towards it. Celtic are no breaking the bank, if that's the case. So, aye, good bit of business by Celtic. 4.2 million for a player that was never going to get a game for Celtic. So, well done.
Yeah, well done. If we get that one over the line as well. But the fact that he's flew over for a medical tells us that it's more or less done and dusted. But good luck to O anyway at Genk when he eventually does put pen to paper. Right, John, before we go into the Celtics friendlies that they've been playing, right, let's run through some of the friendly results, because we always like to keep an eye on the other clubs in the SPL, right? So this is from June the 25th, say, right up to the day, some friendly results, right, John? Just interrupt anytime you want to talk about any of them, right? Because there's quite a few here and I want to just run through them, right? So, Brecon 0, Dundee United 2 in June the 25th. Nairn 1, St Johnstone 6. FC 22, Motherwell 2. Broxburn, this is a good one, John, you'll like this. Broxburn versus Edinburgh City was postponed due to crowd trouble. What do you think happened? What do you think happened there?
Who was the teams again?
Broxburn and Edinburgh City.
Edinburgh City. Crowd trouble with Broxburn. Well, Broxburn's in West Lothian, isn't it? So it must be a kind of derby match, Broxburn and Edinburgh City.
Yeah.
I don't know. A derby match kind of thing. So I don't know. Maybe a local rivalry there's under something like that.
Yeah, that's it, John. I mean, you never hear any of these things that happen, but that's I looked into, because I was looking through these results and that came up. Broxburn, Edinburgh City abandoned. It must have been quite serious, you know. Anybody knows, let us know in the comments. Put it in the comment section, let everybody else know what happened there. But that was abandoned due to crowd trouble. Moving on. Kilmarnock 5, New Saints 0. Moving on. Duisburg 0, Hibs 1. Good result for Hibs there, John, beating the German team Duisburg. So 1-0 to Hibs there. Partick Thistle 2, Hearts 2. These are all friendlies, remember, John. Dunfermline 0, St Mirren 1. That was July the 6th. Morton 0, St Mirren 2. They played the next day, which is strange, a day later. So 2 wins in a row for St Mirren there. Aberdeen 4, Peterhead 0. Aberdeen getting their close seasons off to a good win there for the Dons. Motherwell, the League Cup, John, that was today, wasn't it? The League Cup started today. Let's run through some of the ones that stood out for me in the League Cup. Motherwell 3, Edinburgh City, we just spoke about them. No, hopefully there's no rights there, John.
No, it's no a local rivalry. But I don't know exactly where Edinburgh City play. Obviously Edinburgh somewhere, but Broxburn's quite near Edinburgh, so that must be some kind of local derby. That's why there's been crowd trouble. But I forgot all about the League Cup today, Zander. Forgot all about it.
Yeah, I'll run through them, John, in case anybody else forgot, because I've got a few, just the ones that stood out. Queen of the South, now Aberdeen 3, so another good result there. Today, Hibs 5, Elgin 0. Good result for Hibs there, and Aberdeen, John, so they look as though they're starting quite fresh and sharp. Anybody else? Falkirk 2, Dundee United 0. That's not a great start for Dundee United, is it?
No, that's poor. Dundee United, obviously now a Premiership team, a team that I like. That's my second team, Dundee United, on the Arabs. No, that's not a good result for the Arabs. That getting beat 2-0 with Falkirk, that's poor.
No, definitely not, John. All right, let's move on. For Dundee United, few friendlies today, John. Ones that stood out: St Mirren 2, Fleetwood 2, Hearts 1, Leyton Orient 2. So a defeat for Milky there, John.
I don't really care about them. Anytime they get a defeat, I'll be happy, Zander.
Yeah. Okay, John. Let's move on.
Unless it's against Sevco.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. We'll get to Sevco in a minute, John. Standard Liège. No, Rangers. No, John. That was the first friendly. That was a few days ago. So a 0-0 draw to start them off in the close season. No trolling here, by the way. We don't troll. And today, Ajax 2, Rangers 1, John. So, no, a great start for Philippe Clement in the close season, is it?
Oh, where are they going to play their home friendlies? Have they decided where these home games are going to get played yet? I'm guessing it's going to be Hampden Park.
I'll give you a wee clue then, John, because we don't actually know, but Rangers do play a friendly next Saturday at Murrayfield against Manchester United. So take out of that what you will.
All right. So, well, there you go. Is that going to be their home stadium for the first couple of months of the season? I think it's going to drag on longer than that. Their stadium's an absolute dump. So, no trolling like you says. Well done, Ajax.
Yeah, do you want Ajax? Comfortable enough winning a close season friendly, I suppose. And all of Rangers' new superstars all played, John. I've read that as well. So maybe these guys will just take a bit of time to gel in, just like all these other clubs with new players. But all the new signings played, John. All right, let's move on to the Celtic friendlies then. Let's move on to talking about Celtic again, John. Queen's Park the other night, the same night that England were playing in the Euros, wasn't it? It was a funny sort of game, wasn't it? Kyogo with his hat trick. And then it was all more or less just boys that came on again. I think Matt O'Reilly played as well, didn't he? Matt O'Reilly. I don't think Scales was playing any of these. Carter Vickers still away at international duty. Johnson still away at international. I think we had Welsh at the back, didn't we? A couple of other youngsters playing. But another good run out, John. 6-4. I mean, it's one of the FIFA 2024 scores, isn't it?
Aye, 6-4. I was switching back and forth between that and the Holland game with England. I was just flicking back and forward between the two.
Yeah.
Seen the Kyogo hat trick and stuff like that. It was all young boys again that was playing, apart from Matt O'Reilly. He came out in the first half, along with Kyogo, obviously, who got his hat trick. Who was the other one that played? Was it Nicholas Could? Did he not play? I can't remember. Cannot remember.
Nicholas didn't play, John. He played in the previous game against Ayr United. There wasn't too many of the big guns out, but it was an interesting enough game. Plenty of goals, I suppose. Well, I did notice, John, I didn't see any Celtic fans there. Did you? I think it was only Queen's Park fans that were there.
There was Celtic fans there because they were cheering when the goals were getting scored. So, aye, there was some Celtic fans there, Zander.
No, I didn't see them. It might have been the players, John, but I didn't see any Celtic fans. I mean, that wee stadium must only hold something like 1,000. But I don't know. But it was a good run out for the boys anyway, and 6 goals scored. Obviously, the defence was totally makeshift as well. But I was like you, John. I was switching back and forward to the England game against Holland. Which we'll touch on the new, actually, because let's touch on the Euros. One game left, John. One game left. England against Spain on Sunday. 8:00 kickoff. That'll be an interesting one, John.
Aye, that'll be a good game, I think. I watched the game, the England game against Holland the other night there. Holland, I said it to you before, they're absolutely garbage, Zander. Absolute garbage. I knew that Holland weren't going to beat England, put it that way. I knew that for a fact, so I don't know why I was bothering switching. One of the ones you just never know kind of thing. They might get a wee bit of luck. And lo and behold, they scored in 7 minutes and then went on to lose it. But I never expected much. I expected England to go all the way to the final, as did you. We both did.
Yeah.
Spain will be a different proposition for them, Zander. That Spain team are They played France off the park. They absolutely annihilated France. They should have hammered them. And they've beat all good teams. Germany, France, they won all their group games. So they're unbeaten in the Euros. I think the last team to beat Spain was Scotland. There you go.
Yeah, John, I was going to bring that up because I was feeling quite confident until I remembered that Scotland had beat Spain. It was only last year as well, John, 2-0 at Hampden. Yeah, that was I was feeling confident until I read up on that. Scotland beat Spain 2-0. Obviously, there's turn leg. Spain beat Scotland 2-0. But you know, it just tells me that Spain, they're not invincible.
When Scotland beat Spain, Scotland rested a lot of their top players, Zander. So you've got to bear that in mind. They rested a lot of their top players. I think they took it for granted they could just show up and beat Scotland. So they rested a lot of their top players that time. No all of them, but they rested most of their top players. And they underestimated Scotland. And Scotland were on form at that time. They were beating anybody that was put in front of them, remember. But aye, look, Spain's a different prospect now. They're not going to play with half a team. They're going to have their full squad out. And look, it's going to be the best team England's faced. That's all I can say. It's the best team they'll have faced in this Euros. So we'll wait and see what happens there. We can only wish Spain all the best. Like we keep saying, nothing against English people, by the way. It's nothing to do with you. It's just, like, you're watching a YouTube video and an advert comes on. You've got the England team in it. You do anything, the England team's in it. So it's all that stuff that gets thrown in your face, reminding you all the time. Like, if England win it, I couldn't really care less. I'll get over it within a week, and I'll be all right after that. But like we said last week, it's the Rangers fans that support them, isn't it? They walk about with the England flag draped around them and all that stuff. They fly the England flag, they'll let off fireworks and all that. But what you've got to remember is we're no English. It doesn't affect us. I don't really care if they win it or not, to be honest with you. I'd rather they didn't win it, of course, as most Celtic fans do. And I say most because I've seen comments on Facebook on your page that apparently a lot of England fans are Celtic fans and they want England to win. Obviously, if they're English, that makes sense. But we're not talking about them anyway. We're talking about Rangers fans having parties if England win it, which they will. They'll be letting fireworks off. They'll be annoying everybody. And it's just a disgrace, if you ask me. People can support who they want, but Scottish people supporting England, that doesn't wash with me. That's under support your country. That's what I say. I'm a Scotland supporter, and I'm Scottish and proud of it. And that's the team I always follow, is Scotland, for my international team.
Yeah, that's it. And you're actually allowed in this country, John. We don't live in North Korea. You're actually allowed to have a rival and want a rival to lose. There's no law against wanting your rival to lose. Absolutely no law against it. I was on the car on the way back from where I was early on today, driving down the A9, the M9, sorry, and an advert came on for Pizza Hut. An advert says, "Get your pizzas in for half time and England are playing Spain." So, as you say, John, you'll not be able to have the radio on or the TV on because everything will be, if they win it, that is, everything will be about England winning. You know, all your TV shows, Coronation Street, Emmerdale Farm, EastEnders, whatever, they'll all have their wee clips, England winning it, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's
I don't watch the telly, Zander. I don't worry about that stuff. But what I will tell you is, like I says, if I'm watching, even if you're watching YouTube, and an advert comes on, the England team and that's involved in it and all that stuff, you know. But as soon as I see an advert on a video, I just go away and watch something else anyway. I just refuse to watch adverts. Yeah. And lucky for everybody that watches this podcast, there's no adverts on it.
Yeah, that's it. We don't advertise that enough, don't we, John? We don't mention that enough. We don't mention that our channel is not monetized and there's no adverts, so you can watch it with the freedom of no adverts. John, I don't watch the telly either, by the way, but I just know for a fact that that's what's going to happen. Let's touch back on that Holland game, John, because I didn't have my wee tuppence worth on it. Holland were pathetic, John. England were playing about. This is a semi-final, remember. of a Euros. We all know that England got the easy side, where they dodged Spain, they dodged Germany, they dodged France, all the big teams. Even Italy got knocked out by one of the lesser teams, so they didn't even get the chance to play Italy. So England got a bye right into the final. We said it 3 weeks ago that was going to happen, John. And then I was thinking to myself, Holland are going to get him a game, hopefully. We've got decent players there, John. I was so disappointed. I thought Holland were one of the laziest teams I've seen in the tournament yet.
Aye, they're very, I says that to you before they even played England. They're very lethargic looking, very pass it about the back and pass it across the field, backwards again, across the field again, backwards again. And they're looking for that one wee bit of space where they can punt a long ball in and then get a cross in. And it was the same all the way through the game. I don't rate the Dutch as a team. Great players that they've got in their team. But as a unit, nah, they don't perform. I think they're very easily opened up. Very easily opened up. And England deserve to beat them. England were the better team. It's as simple as that. England have got good players, fast players. They use a lot of pace in their team, and they use that a lot. They utilise that a lot, the pace that they've got. Holland don't. They basically pass it about and pass it about and pass it about till they see a wee space to throw a long punt out to. That's what they do. I don't rate them as a team. Never have rated them as a team in the past 20 years. They've been poor. But look, England deserve to beat them. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm to just keep my fingers crossed the more that Spain play the way they did against France and did not give France an inch. Not an inch, Zander. Spain thoroughly deserved to beat France and should have beat them by a lot more, if I'm being honest. And I don't know why, but I kept thinking, I hope France win this. I hope France win this. Because of the world-class players that they've got. But they made France look like an amateur team, Zander.
Yeah. Obviously, John, I've not seen much. I saw a bit of the England game the other night. Saw a bit of the Scotland game when we got put out. I saw bits and bobs of the Euros, but not much. But I will be watching the game on Sunday night. Let's put it that way, because if Spain turn up, they'll win it. They'll win the tournament, John. Okay, John. But I think we'll leave that there, unless you have anything else you want to add before we move on.
No. Spain hunt in packs. They don't give you a second on the ball, Zander. That's, if you watch Spain, anybody that listens to me right now will know that. Even England fans will be worried about that. Spain do not give you a second on the ball and I've got it back off you. And right away, they're looking to go forward, no side to side and backwards. They're a fast attacking team that close you down very, very quickly. They will fight to win that ball back, Zander. Every one of their players was doing that, every one of them. They're just a world-class outfit. And I'm not saying England are going to get beat with them or whatever. I don't know. We don't know what the result's going to be, but I don't know. If I'm judging both teams, Spain look like they're on another level, Zander.
Yeah, I hope you're right, John. But I look at the luck that England have carried. Played nobody yet, John. Then right into the final. Basically a bye into the finals, I say. I've just got a wee feeling they're going to win it. Hopefully I'm wrong, John. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll wait and see what happens on Sunday, John. Good luck to Spain anyway. That's all both John and I can say. Because England are our rivals and we want our rivals to lose. It's nothing other than that. Right, back to Celtic, John. Let's get back to the hoops. Celtic, just another wee bit to mention, John. The USA tour. Obviously, that starts next weekend, John. Next Saturday night, or Sunday morning, if you like, 12:30 Sunday morning. You'll be staying up for that one, John. DC United versus Celtic.
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit late. Normally in my bed well before that, Zander. But Celtic are playing I might be able to keep awake for it. I don't know. Who's our rivals playing, by the way, in friendlies next? Who did you say it was at Murrayfield?
Manchester United on Saturday, John.
I'll watch that if I can find it. Aye, I'll definitely watch that. There's nothing. That's our rivals, remember, Zander. I know England. Rangers is our rivals. As long as we are winning that league, that's all that matters to me. Euros doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care about England because I don't watch telly. I won't hear any of it. I won't see any of it. Apart from the game, of course. But aye, I don't really care, to be honest with you, about the Euros. If England get beat, I'll be ecstatic. If they win, I'll not hear anything. But obviously, you'll hear fireworks because you're in Glasgow, of course.
Yeah, John, I care. I care. I know you don't, but I just don't want them to win it. That's the bottom line. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to hide behind a podcast and say good luck to England or anything like that. I'm just basically going to tell you up front, I want England to get beat. Simple as that. Because I'm a Scotsman, I support Scotland, and I want my rival team, England, to get beat. That's it. That's the bottom line.
Aye, me as well, Zander. I want them to get beat. You know that. I want them to get hammered. But if they do win it, I won't hear anything. That's all I'm saying. So I don't really care that way. But you staying in Glasgow, I can understand why you're taking it that wee extra level, because obviously fireworks and all that by people that's Scottish celebrating their rivals winning. They just don't get it. I mean, I'm a Scotland fan. I'm a Scottish person. That's who I support. So I think it's only right that you should be supporting your own country instead of your rivals. That's like me and you supporting Rangers in the Champions League final. No, that would never happen, right enough, but that's the equivalent right there.
You're taking that too far.
Aye, well, I'm taking it too far, but that's the equivalent, isn't it? Imagine me and you rooting for them in a final.
I know
Any game.
I know what you're saying, John. No, you're right. You're right. Anyway, I think the way I look at it, to be honest with the Euros, is the sooner it's all the way, the better, to be honest, because I've not enjoyed any of it, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, back on to Celtic, John. So, DC United on Saturday. You might watch it, you might know. I'll be watching it. I'll be sitting up watching it. It's on Celtic TV, John, 12:30, Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever way you want to look at it. That'll be a good wee stretch of the legs. I think all your main players will be back for that one. They've all flew over, John. Your Maidas, everything else, Scales, etc., etc. They're all there. So it'll be good to see the full strength, or more or less the full strength team out in the field next Sunday, John, and possibly another face or two added to the squad.
Aye, definitely we'll have our full team back for that. Aye, and hopefully, like you says, another couple of faces added to the squad. Don't know, maybe if you feel like doing a wee live one with a wee bit of commentary in between.
I'd love to do that, John. If you're up for it, I'm up for it, because I'll be up at 12:30 anyway. So if you're up for that, and if any of the viewers and listeners are up for that as well, just put on the podcast while you're watching it on the TV. We could do a wee commentary stroke podcast on it, John. That'd be a good idea, I think.
Aye, well, you're not allowed to commentate on games, but you can commentate on bits of it while talking in between it, you know. Aye, could maybe do that. If anybody that listens wants to hear that, a wee live show, and you can all chat to each other, we could do that, a wee live show. And that would be good fun. Aye, let us know in the comments if you would like to do that.
Yeah, it sounds like a good one, John. I'm quite happy to do that. Okay, moving on then. As John says, leave a comment if it tells what you think, and we'll make a wee decision on that. But I'm definitely up for that. Okay, DC United, that's at the Roads. The next game after that's the 23rd of July, John, Manchester City. That's going to be a test and a half, isn't it, Man City? Obviously, they've got some of the players. They'll be away in the Euros, or the Euros will be finished, but they'll still be on holiday. So maybe an understrength Man City team there, John?
I'd imagine so. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Might want to stretch the players' legs, get them prepared for the season kicking off down south. Don't know. We need to wait and see. I don't know anything about the English league, by the way. Anybody listening, I don't know anything about it. I don't watch it. I haven't watched it for many a year. The English league. I'm not interested in anything football-wise in England. I'm Scottish football. That's all I know, really. And aye, I don't know. We'll wait and see if Man City are fielding a full-strength team. I wouldn't have thought so, Zander.
Yeah, I just think it's a brilliant wee tour, John, because it's the sort of teams we're going to be playing in the Champions League. So it puts our wits up against sort of stronger teams, if you like. You know, no standard Liège and Ajax, John. We're playing Man City and Chelsea. This is the teams that we're going to be facing in the Champions League. So Chelsea is the next one, John, 27th of July, So what's that? 21st to 27th. 3 games in 6 days. Certainly get the players fit for the start of the season anyway.
Aye. Well, this is it. I mean, the season's is it the 4th of August that kicks off the season, isn't it? 4th?
Yeah, no long, John. A couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. Yeah, no long at all.
Aye, I'm looking forward to that. That's all that matters, isn't it? Just the league yet again. That's all that matters. Just the league. Win that league, I'll be happy. Or maybe a wee double, or maybe even a wee treble, Zander. But I don't know anything about players that our rivals have signed. I don't know anything about any of the players that they've signed, apart from the boy with the baggy eyes that they got off Aberdeen.
Yeah, the free agent. Yeah, Con. I can't remember the guy's name. Con or something.
Connor Barron.
Connor Barron, that's it. Yeah, you have to say me player, but he was a free agent, wasn't he, John? He'd left Aberdeen, got him for nothing. But all the players that they signed, John, they have played in both their games. So obviously, I don't know. I don't want to hit on Rangers too much. I don't want to talk about them too much. But I'm hearing rumours that Ghost and Tavernier and a few others are definitely for the off, John. They've not been playing the pre-season friendlies, so it looks as though they're definitely off ski. So they've got a massive rebuild there over at Ibrox.
Aye, well, they weren't kidding when they says rebuild, were they? I'll just need to wait and see who they sign, who they bring in. I don't know where they're going to get all this money for rebuilds, because the stadium's obviously going to cost a lot of money to get fixed. I know we shouldn't really be talking about them, but like you keep saying, that's our rivals, so we're entitled to talk about that. And they're going to be 2 months away from their home stadium, possibly more. Playing at Murrayfield by the sounds of things. I don't know why Murrayfield. I thought Hampden would have made a bit more sense, but there you go. I don't know where they're going to get the money for this massive rebuild when they can't afford to fix their stadiums under.
Yeah, that's it. They've got to rebuild the stadium before they rebuild the team. So I look at it, surely that makes sense to rebuild your stadium before the team, because you need somewhere to play your football, don't you? So, all right, good luck to Celtic in the USA tour anyway, starting next Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever way. Half an hour between friends. DC United next Sunday, then Man City, then Chelsea. Good luck to Celtic in all their games. We'll maybe do a wee competition for one of their games, just to get us the competition up and running again for the new season starting a week later. All right, John. Anything else what you had before we get to the comments, mate?
That's like our pre-season friendly, isn't it? Just get a wee prize going, get the old competition warmed up for the season starting.
Yeah, that's it, John. Competition's going to return. That was always going to be the case. Not just now, obviously. We'll maybe do one next week for one of the American tour games. We'll maybe do something there, but we'll keep you updated on the podcast in midweek or at the weekend, depending on what's happening at Celtic. But as I said earlier, I think there's going to be an announcement in midweek with maybe 2 or 3 signings, John. So we could maybe do a podcast if that was to happen.
Aye, absolutely. We could do a podcast if there's any signings, any latest news, maybe. Aye, because it's getting close to the start of the season. A couple of weeks to go, or 3 weeks to go. It's exciting, isn't it, Zander? Just can't wait for the season to kick off. It feels like it's just ended, and it ended on a massive high. It was. I was actually listening to the rerun of the game today. BBC Radio Scotland on YouTube.
Yeah.
They've got the reruns of all the games and all that. I was listening to the final of the day when I got up this morning. That's the first thing I put on, was the rerun of the final. Listen to that. Aye, I'll never tire of winning these trophies, Zander. Never ever tire it.
Right, okay. We'll leave it there, right? That's all your news, all your gossip, all your signings, if you like. We even updated you with the latest scores in pre-season friendlies and the League Cup. We've done it all there, John. All that's left for us to do is comments, if you have any comments for us, buddy.
Paul McCune's first up. He says, "Morning, hail, hail, the Celtic and the Celtic women are well." That's the same comment Paul leaves every time, isn't it? Exactly the same comment. But I'm sure I was on another Celtic video when he left that same comment.
All right, did he? No, he always leaves his comment, and that's we're grateful for the comments. And anybody that's reach the comments and listen to what we are talking about the now. Leave a comment. We'll read it out. Don't just listen to the comments. Leave a comment and we'll always read it out. Even if you're a new commenter, it doesn't matter. We'll read it out. So leave a comment if you disagree, agree, whatever, with anything that John and myself are saying.
Aye, disagree and I won't read it.
No, that's not true. You always read it, the ones that people disagree with us to. So, I just leave a comment and we'll always read it out because we like to read the comments, John. That's one of the main parts of the podcast.
Aye, no, I read all it. Everybody's comments out. Agree or disagree, I'll read your comment out. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Eclectik Minecraft builds. Thoroughly enjoyable listen. Hail, hail. Thanks for that.
Yeah, cheers, Ecletrik Minecraft. Thank you. Another regular John always leaves a comment, so thanks very much.
Aye. I'd look Tony's channel. Builds excellent stadiums in Minecraft. Celtic Park. Outstanding. So anybody listening, go to Eclectik Minecraft builds and check out his Celtic Park build. I think he's built a lot of different stadiums. So a good wee channel there, Zander.
Yeah, it's just I've been over and had a wee look myself, John. Obviously the guy is a Celtic supporter, but he does every stadium. So yeah, get over to Eclectik Minecraft build. In fact, I might even put the link in the description just for you to click and take you straight to it. So yeah, get over to Ecletrik Minecraft build, and the link will be in the description for you to have a wee look at his stadium builds. Superb.
Aye, amazing. Anyway, Matt, thanks for that. And Mad About Football was up next and says, come on, Holland 2-1 the Dutch. Unfortunately, it was a reversal of that score.
It was a reversal. It should have went to penalties, but it didn't. So we move on to Sunday in the final with Spain. So we'll watch that one with a lot of interest. And a lot of interest, let's put it that way. But I've just got a wee dodgy feeling, John, that England are going to win it. You know, I don't know why. You're saying that Spain have been that good. Everybody else in the wee video I put over on Facebook, everybody saying Spain are going to wipe the floor with them. So I don't know, John. I've not watched Spain at all. I've not watched them kick a single ball. So hopefully my wee gut feeling is totally wrong.
Well, so do I. Hope your gut feeling's totally wrong, but I've watched Spain. And they're the outstanding team of the tournament so far. If they don't win it, it's a travesty because they're a great team. Like I says, they hunt in packs, they're fast. The only thing they want to do is attack, like the Celtic. They've got outstanding players. They've got a 16-year-old boy in their team. I can't remember the boy's name. What a strike he had, Zander, against France. World class. Absolutely astounding player. I forgot the boy's name, but this boy's a talent worth keeping an eye on. Can't mind the boy's name, unfortunately, but compliments the other 10 players, Zander. Just an outstanding team. And good luck to them, like I keep saying.
Yeah, before we move on to the next comment, if anybody wants to know the odds on the England-Spain game, England are 2-1 and Spain are even. So Spain are favourites going into that, but they're not hot favourites. But even the English bookmakers have made Spain the favourites there, John. So take out with that what you will.
Well, this is it. The bookmakers are realists. They're no cheerleaders. They're realists. It's big money for them. It's their money that's at stake, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think Spain are an outstanding team. And if they don't win it, there's something bad has went wrong. They'll certainly no fear England. Trust me, they won't fear them at all. They didn't fear France. They made them look amateur. They didn't fear Germany. They made them look amateur. These boys go for the big teams and put them to bed with style, Zander.
Yeah, you're getting me excited again, John. So you're getting me all excited about this game on Sunday. I'm going to watch it anyway, no matter how I feel. Good luck to Spain, John. Yeah, definitely. Next comment.
Oh, well, if England win, you can always come up here and stay for a couple of days. Don't worry about it.
I've had to go and live in the moon.
Thanks for that, Mad About Football. Next up was Footballing Nerds FC. That's a new guy. Good to have you here, pal. Or I don't know if you might be a lassie, I don't know. But anyway, Footballing Nerds FC says, love the video, hail, hail. And he also says, Big Brog is the best gaffer. Brog being Brendan Rodgers.
No, he's definitely the best gaffer. That goes without saying. The double winner 1 year back, and he's a double winner, serial winner as well. Brendan, obviously. Yeah, good comment, and thanks for the comment. By the way, thanks for the new commenter there. All new comments and old commenters, all welcome.
Everybody's welcome here, even Rangers fans, as long as you keep it clean. That's all we want. We don't want any sectarian language or anything like that here. Keep it clean. That's all we want.
Yeah.
Because there's try to keep it family, you know. That's all we're looking for. Anyway, thanks for that. Footballing nerds, good to see you here, pal. Come back again if you want and leave a comment. We'll always read it out. Next up was Stephen Finnegan. Stephen says, 10 million, guys. If we get Ida, it will be 67 million. And then he says, then we've got a goalkeeper to get, which will be another 1 or 2. Well, thankfully, we're getting a free transfer, Stephen. And then he also says, another left back. Agree with that. We do need another left back. He says we need a central midfielder to replace O'Reilly. And he says it will need to be quality. Plus another 2 players at least. I think we'll spend at least 15 upwards, as in 15 million.
Yeah, we don't know. I don't think Brendan knows, as I said last week. That's something that only time is going to tell. But yeah, you don't know. With the sale of O, that's going to help, obviously, to get the Adam Eder deal over the line. So that's going to be 5 or 6 million straight away into it. So that's your starting point, 5 or 6 million for Eder. And then we take it for there, John, because as you say, Kasper Schmeichel was a free agent. So, if we get O sold and Eder over the line, that'll be 5 or 6 million right away we've spent.
Aye, exactly. But we need to start thinking about some kind of better effort in the Champions League, and I'm not saying we're going to do well in the Champions League. I'm saying we need to perform better in the Champions League. We need to at least start getting a couple of wins at home, maybe a wee draw here and there away. They've got to start spending the money to be able to do that, Zander, and that's, like, to me, I've always said that I'll maintain it to the day I die. The most important thing to me is the league. Anything domestic, that's the important thing to me. But it would be good to see better performances in the Champions League or the UEFA Cup or whatever it's called. Just we need better performances in Europe, Zander, because we've been ranked rotten in Europe for years. Everybody knows it. And we should be doing better. Even Rangers can do better. They're getting to finals,
Yeah, that's it. They're getting to finals. They've not long ago got to a final, didn't they? But I think it's pathetic, John, that Celtic can only spend or sign a player, if they sell O. They've got all that money in the bank, right? They could have got Eder or the line 3 weeks ago. So why wait till you sell O and get that money in before you sign Eder? To me, it's pathetic. It really is. It's. I know Celtic are very stringent with their money and their deals, etc. And we're in a great position as a football club, but the money's there. Get Eder over the line before what happened to John McGinn. Somebody else comes in and snatches him away, John. This is just typical Celtic, isn't it?
It is typical Celtic, but I think that deal will get done this week, Zander. But like you say, we shouldn't be waiting for selling players before buying a player, although it could be good business as well because it's a big squad and it needs cold. We need to cut that squad right down, Zander. There's a lot of deadwood there, and we've seen quite a lot of it playing against Queen's Park the other night. Kwon, the noodle boy, of course.
Yeah, and the boy that was on loan for St Mirren, and Awata played, didn't he, as well?
Aye, well, Awata isn't deadwood to me. He's quality. I know you don't mean that. But Awata's just quality, absolute quality. And that's one I think should be getting more regular starts as Awata. Love him, Zander.
Awata's a mainstay in the team, John. No, he's just... Yang was the other one, John. I don't know. I could be totally wrong, but for me, it's just no doing it.
But he was performing fantastically well until he gets sent off and he came back a terrible player for some reason. But I'll tell you something I was surprised with. I thought he was away for good. I never knew this guy was just alone. Bernaby, back at Celtic.
Yeah, Bernaby, he's still there, isn't he, Bernaby? But I think they're going to ship him back out on loan, John.
All right, well, I don't know. By the players, he looks like a player sometimes, and other times he's just, I don't know. I think he's a half decent wee player. I don't think he's terrible, but I thought he was sold permanent, but obviously not. Anyway, Rosemary says season ended 6 weeks ago. Patience is wearing thin. There's another one where, well, Roseanne's patient wasn't wearing thin, but Rosemary certainly is.
6 weeks ago. That's a long time, isn't it, to not have any signings? I think it's over 6 weeks actually since the season finished. But aye, it is what it is, John. There's nothing we can do about it. We can only wait and see what happens, But it is frustrating when it comes to like the Adam Ida deal. Here we are, as you say, the 25th of May, the season ended, and we've still not got that boy as a Celtic player, John. It's we just need to be a wee bit more urgent. I mean, Ida needs to be into that squad and settled back into the team for the Champions League and for the start of the season, and any other player that we sign. That's all we're looking for, John.
Aye, that's exactly all we're looking for. Norwich, with Adam Ida, I think Norwich would have been wanting to have a look at him and all that, but I think Adam Ida wants to go to Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same as the John McGinn thing. John McGinn wanted to go to Celtic, and Celtic hummed and hawed about it and lost him for the sake of 200,000 quid. So you've got to be really careful with things like that. Get the deal done. The boy wants to go to Celtic, get it done. He doesn't want to play for Norwich. He wants to be at Celtic. Get the deal done. So that's all I can say on that. Michael Keogh was next.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, you want to say something about that, Zander?
No, John, you go. No, you go. Yeah, it's Michelson.
Michael Keogh was up next. He says, a goal to Mountain Boy. 82,000 views, John and Zander. That's the stuff of Hollywood box office. We will have to call you Spielberg and Coppola. And he says, R.I.P. Rosemary, you're with Tommy for eternity now. And then he went on to say, the next 10 days there will be a stampede of players up the Celtic way. No panic, no worries. Life is great. God bless John and Zander. A stampede, Michael? Well, we're not seeing that quite yet, mate.
No, well, maybe that midweek announcement, they 3 players signing as a start of the Michael Stampede. You never know, John, you never know. We can only live in hope. Ida, Schmeichel and Bernardo over the line, all announced in the one day. That's what I'm looking for. So it could be right. Still another, 4 days to go before that 10 days runs out. 82,000 views. Yeah, that was superb. That was every goal against Rangers last season over on Facebook. Switch over to there, Zander John. Have a wee look at that if you've not seen it yet. What else was I saying, John? Rosemary, yeah, Tommy Burns' wife, Rosemary. That was tragic last week, wasn't it, John? Condolences to the Burns family, as we said last week, John.
Aye. It's sad that Rosemary Burns, rest in peace to Rosemary Burns, of course, Tommy's wife. And thanks for that. Michael, he also says we'll have to call you Spielberg and Coppola. But one you want to go, Zander? It's your pleasure.
I've only heard of Spielberg, so I'll go him.
You've never heard of Coppola?
Never heard him or her. No, never.
Francis Ford Coppola. I'll go Coppola then, since you've never heard him. You can go Spielberg.
Yeah, that's good. Although Spielberg has made a lot of world famous movies, hasn't he?
Aye. But I've never liked really. I did like Jaws right enough. That was the first movie I ever seen in the movies when I was away. And shouldn't it be? My dad took us there. I'm terrified us to death. Couldn't sleep for a year.
Aye, no. It's been a movie I've always liked, Jaws. Everybody's seen it. It's a classic, isn't it?
It is a classic. I love it now, but I remember going to see that as a wee, and I just remember the bit where the shark's head came out from under the boat when he's under the water and he's looking at the damaged boat and a head comes out for it.
Aye, that's the bit. Oh, everybody's gets a wee jump at that bit, didn't they? Aye.
Wasn't a
Classic.
wee jump. It terrified me when I was away in that. It's just Jaws. That made an impact when I was away, and looking under my bed before I went to bed, make sure there wasn't a shark under there, you know.
Aye, no, that's scary, very scary, especially if you're away.
Monkey magic, brilliant. James Doran was up next. Sorry for the wee digress there, everybody. James Doran says, all the Sefco fans will be happy now that their beloved England is through to the semis against the Dutch, and I hope they turn England over on Wednesday evening and keep the Sefco fans quiet. Sadly, James, that wasn't it to be, mate.
No, it wasn't to be. I wasn't expecting much there anyway. Neither were you. So a lot of people were though. So because England had done nothing, they'd played nobody. The Dutch is a bigger name, I suppose, but they just never turned up against England. So England into the final, as we've already said, John.
Aye. It was utter garbage. I knew the Dutch would never get past England. I just knew that. Same with every team that they've played up until this point. But I've got a wee feeling about Spain tomorrow night, so I look forward to watching that.
Yeah, me too, John. It'll be a good game, and hopefully we get the result we're looking for. That's all we can see on the matter.
Well, what England basically kind of play the teams that they are playing against off the park to a certain extent. They didn't play Switzerland off the park. Switzerland played them off the park. But like Holland, I think they were a lot better than Holland. I expected that, though. Honestly, I expected that 100%. I expected that. Exactly the way that game panned out is the kind of what I expected. But they'll no do that to Spain, Zander. They'll no play Spain off the park. Spain will dominate possession and they'll hunt them down in packs. Just watch, see if I'm right.
Yeah, hope you're right. John. We'll wait and see what happens at 8 o'clock on Sunday
night. Next up, and final comment goes to we would never sell a club for £1. She says, yet again, England scraped through to the semi-final, but their luck will run out when they come up against the Dutch tomorrow evening. And hopefully they will be packing their bags and heading back home with their tails between their legs.
Aye, they were very lucky against Switzerland. In fact, very lucky. Wasn't for that boy missing the penalty, the very first penalty that I think they were out. But that's just the way it is. The Dutch were pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Just more or less gave what I've said for the start. England a bye into the final, an actual bye into the final. Didn't need to turn up, just put them into the final. A bye, there you go. Don't need to play the game because the Dutch were that good, John. They were like zombies on that park.
Aye, they were poor. The Dutch were really poor.
Pathetic.
Aye, well, they did scrape through against Switzerland. They were very, very lucky against Switzerland. I thought Switzerland were fantastic. Yeah. And Switzerland did deserve to go through in that game. They really did. Brilliant team. Performed, played them off the park. And then it came to the Dutch. And I knew it right away. I said, this Dutch team, they're not going to be the same as Switzerland. They're not going to put in the same effort. They play a totally different style. Very negative, Zander. Very passive, you know.
Yeah.
And I knew that England would exploit that. And that's what they did. They exploited it. But like I says, Spain are a different proposition for them. They're an actual attacking team. And they're all over the place. They get back fast when they need to defend. The defending numbers, the attacking numbers are going to be a handful for England, Zander. Make no mistake about that. They are going to be one handful for them. They're not going to have it easy.
Yeah, I also don't think Spain are going to have it easy, John, at the same time, because as you say, England are, right through the spine of their team, top quality players there as well. So, England might turn up as well, John. I think we could be in for a classic game. Let's put it that way. I think it's going to be a 2 or 3 or a 4. Either way, I think it's going to be close, tight, one goal in it. Either way, possibly. I'm not too sure. We can wait and see. But I just hope you're right that Spanish team turn up that you were talking about earlier, John, with the quick closing down, the beautiful passing ability, the scoring ability, the young starlets up front, etc. I hope that team turns up, John, and just does a good, honest, professional job against England.
I think they will. I do think they will. I've watched Spain a few times in this competition, and it's the only team I've really been impressed with, to be honest with you. Switzerland, I thought they were no bad, but they're no Apache on Spain. But the thing about Spain is they're not there to make up the numbers. They're there to win that final. England don't play like Spain. They've not played against a team like Spain yet. This is the difference. They played Switzerland too, were a good team, but they haven't played a team like Spain yet, who dominate the football. They will dominate that ball from start to finish, and they'll hunt them down in packs. All their big Spain, look, they're no mugs. We know what Spanish football's like. We all know what Spanish game's like. It's a level above English football, if you ask me. And their teams ladled with top quality talent. And I think they've, man for man, I think they're better players than what England have got. And they still play that fantastic possession game. They all know what they're doing, Zander. That's a team that's well drilled and functioning at the highest level possible in the game of football. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, John. And we've no 24 hours time for now, because the game will be finished by then. So, you don't know, I might be so happy I might come on and do a wee podcast or whatever if we get the right result. You don't know, just don't know what's going to happen. Good luck to Spain anyway. That's all I'm going to say on the matter just now. All the best of luck to Spain at 8 o'clock Sunday night. You know, most Scottish people's thoughts are with you. Good luck. Hopefully you get that job done and over the line, and we can all relax again. I suppose that's the way we look at it. The other thing I want to say is good luck to Kasper Schmeichel if indeed he does sign over the line. I think the deal's more or less done and dusted. Kasper will come to Celtic when that finally does happen. And the other ones, hopefully we'll have some sort of announcement earlier next week rather than later. That's what we're looking for. We want to get these players over the line before they head off to the USA, John. That's what we're looking for. Anything you want to add, John, before we go?
No, really. I'm just looking forward to the game. I just think Spain have got enough to get it. They've got enough to get it over the line and then some. But I was just looking through some headlines there when I typed in Kasper Schmeichel's latest, and just Celtic's agreed terms with Kasper Schmeichel. That was 8 hours ago. Celtic haven't agreed terms with Kasper Schmeichel, no, that I've seen. But aye, that's basically it. I think they'll get that one over the line. That'll be us off and running in the transfer market, and hopefully Adamida and Paulo Bernardo will follow this week, Zander. I think you're right. I think that's the 3 signings we'll make this week.
Yeah, okay, well said, John. Totally agree. I think we'll be doing a wee podcast in midweek, to be honest with you. So keep your eye open for that, folks. Just keep your eye open for a podcast in midweek. If not, it'll be next weekend again before Celtic play on Sunday night. We'll do a wee podcast then. But I think there'll be one in midweek just as a wee signings update. Hopefully that's the case. Thanks for John for reading out the comments, etc., and for coming on tonight. Appreciate that, buddy. Celtic Forever podcast, as I say, returns next weekend. Next weekend, maybe next week. We'll wait and see what happens, as I've already said. Hit that like button, hit the share button, leave a comment as well. Get over to Facebook and join the Zander John page. Extra content over there, videos, clips, posts, etc. Just head over there, see what we're up to over there. And that's it, John. That's us for this week. As I say, thanks for coming on, and I'll catch you next week, buddy.
Catch you next week, Zander. Hail, mate.
Right, hail, John. Catch you later.
Boys are on the march again. Some will be gone. From the hobbies to Petardry and on to Portugal. 'Cause we're